What's up, you guys? It's your boy. Welcome to my world. Here today with the Nasuna Taizai 7 Deadly Sins, chapter 265. Now, this chapter to me, Estarosa's mental state is it's in a tug of war between its past self and its present self. Now, its past self is very interesting because in the Nasuna Taizai, we don't really get characters past that much. Like, we haven't really gotten Meliodas' past. Like, his past, he's 3,000 years old. We haven't got his past. Like, his days with his brothers. And this was interesting because you had Elizabeth and Estarossa. And to me, Elizabeth is like a big sister, or like a motherly kind of figure to Estarossa. And even though Estarossa says he loves her, I just don't see it being reciprocated with Elizabeth. There's no way. There's no way for that to happen. But yeah, as they were like talking, yeah, she gives off this motherly big sister kind of vibe. And as she's trying to console him, he's like, yeah, I think I've always loved Elizabeth, right? And you see him once again, he's in battle with some goddesses, and he's asking Meliodas, he's like, Meliodas, will I ever be as strong as you? And Meliodas is like, I guarantee it, with that smug smirk on his face. Like, I want to see that Meliodas. I want to see how he was 3,000 years ago. He seems like a complete monster, right? And then we age him up a little bit. We go a couple years into the future, and we see him, he's just fighting. I think he's going back to that same like kind of like forest area where he was in the beginning, and he sees Meliodas and Elizabeth, and they're like embracing each other. Not like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they're embracing each other, and he's like, no, I think I want to be you. And then we cut to the present, and he's like, I am Meliodas. So you see this thing, it was just building and building and building. The hints were always there that he wanted to be like Meliodas, because you got to look at it. He looks like, off the gate, he looks like Meliodas, right? But that's not the crazy thing. You have to think about it. If you ever had like a brother or a sister, you're going to get compared to them. And Estarossa is the second child, and for him to be second to Meliodas, he's obviously going to get compared to him. So he has that kind of like that younger sibling syndrome, you know, where he's going to be constantly compared to Meliodas, like his strength, his skill, you know what I'm saying, his everything pretty much, and everything that Meliodas has, like Elizabeth, right? Elizabeth, his strength, the darkness, being the leader of the Ten Commandment, the next Demon King, like everything. Estarossa just doesn't have that. So that's why he's like, I want to be Meliodas. At first, it was like, yeah, I like that. I like Elizabeth, right? Because I can actually see him actually liking her, right? Because she consoles him. And then he's like, I want to be like my big brother. And that's understandable. Admiration for your big brother. But then he's like, no, I want to be him. Because he recognizes that Meliodas is his type of way. He wants to be like that, but he also wants to be his big brother, because he recognizes that's power. And he's saying in the present, he's like, I am Meliodas. And he halfway believes that. And I say halfway because his brain is flipping between past and present. So his present agenda is to get all the 10 commandments, but his past agenda is like, I am Meliodas. So I don't need these commandments to be stronger than Meliodas, because I am Meliodas. He wants that strength. He's always been compared to his brother, so that strength, he sees his big brother as strength personified, right? He sees Meliodas as strength personified, so he's like, I am Meliodas, right? It's the darkness messing with his mind. You see the darkness spreading through him, and it reminds me of when Hendrickson was fighting the 10 commandments, and Meliodas was like, yeah, you're a novice at using this darkness because it's still staying on your body. It's all over your body, and it's not going away. If you were any type of proficient at using the darkness, then you would be able to know how to maneuver it and manipulate it. But with Hendrickson, it was too much. and that's why it was on the outside of his body. He didn't know how to control it. And it's the same thing with ESTAROSSA. It's always on the outside of his body. So being able to control it is going to be difficult. Well, not really difficult. He knows how to control it. He just doesn't know how to. It's hard to explain, but for him to have it, for anyone else besides Meliodas and Zeldris, and to me, I thought it was just everyone could control more than one except for ESTAROSSA. But no, it's Meliodas and Zeldris, and that's it. So with him having all this darkness, it's messing up his brain, and it's eventually going to mess up his body. But as of right now, all it is messing up his brain. And from what he wants to do in the present and what he wants to do in the past is getting intertwined. But apparently the past wins, and he takes off with Elizabeth to go somewhere. Now, I don't know where this where is. It could be where they were in the beginning of the chapter, where they were in the flashback, but I don't know. And it seems like I know he's gotten a buff, like he's gotten stronger, but he's going up against characters that are way weaker than him. Like with Guila, I'm like, Guila's okay for a human. Like, she's not bad. But when we're going against like 10 Commandments, especially one of the sons of the Demon King, like, I don't care. That's not a challenge. Diane, who's probably just about as strong as Dolor, that's still not a challenge. So when I see all of these things, I'm like, it's nothing to me. It's really not. It's really nothing. You know? It's just there. And I want to see how strong he actually is. Like, could he beat Zeldris? I know Meliodas could beat him. Meliodas at this point in time has absorbed 5 commandments, and if he fights against ESTAROSSA, I still completely believe that he'd smack ESTAROSSA, you know? Moving on from that, there's something else in this chapter that caught my eye. The dog that ran up on Elizabeth. It wouldn't have been a big deal if even ESTAROSSA wouldn't have said anything, and if it was just there, I would have been like, all right, whatever, it's a dog. But from what we know, the Demon King can see through Hawk's eyes, right? He can see through Hawk's eyes, being a little spy for the Demon King without really knowing it. And it gives him certain capabilities, you know what I'm saying? Kind of plot armor in a way. And a dog for Elizabeth, am I crazy, or is that going to be the Supreme Goddess? Is that going to be the Supreme Goddess? Or could that also be the Demon King as a watcher for Elizabeth, or as a watcher for ESTAROSSA? The dog caught my eye, and it's interesting, but I don't know yet. If we see more of the dog, or if the dog even comes back at all, or maybe it could be a one-shot thing, but if the dog comes back at all, then hey, you know who called it first? I called it first. But yeah, before Elizabeth left, she gave a proclamation that it'll be okay, I'll be fine. Don't attack ESTAROSSA, because you know how she is. She doesn't want anyone to get hurt. She doesn't want anyone to die for nothing. She wants everyone to go back to their families and all that. And not to mention that ESTAROSSA is on a completely different level, to the point where even before, like, he already has Garland's 10 Commandment, the truth. He has Mons Spite's, the silence, and he has his, the love. So that's 3 commandments that you already have to go against. It's not going to be easy to fight him at this stage. So better just give him what he wants, which is Elizabeth, and go about his way. Now, before she left, she said, protect Derriere, because her and Derriere have an interesting relationship. So she's like, protect her no matter what. Not only because of the relationship, but because of the fact that Meliodas, Zeldris, and ESTAROSSA are going after these 10 Commandments. Zeldris to give them to Meliodas, Meliodas to give for himself, and ESTAROSSA to give for himself. But as far as we know right now, his past self is in control, so he may not want them at the moment, but he most likely is going to renege. And the way I see ESTAROSSA going out, if not in a fight, I see him exploding. Yeah, I see him exploding. I see him having absorbed so much power that he can't contain it, and he explodes because he has so much darkness. It's not, I understand that darkness can be used as like clothing, because Meliodas does it a bunch. He's done it for like the last like arc and a half, but it's different when it's all squiggly and crazy like that. So like I said, it's too much. He's outputting. It's too much for him. It's too much in his body, so it has to come outside on top of his body. And when he just absorbs too much, he's just gonna explode. That's how I see him going down, like on some Cell type stuff, you know. But yeah, with that being said, y'all, that was pretty much the chapter, honestly. The chapter, next chapter, I want to know what's up with Elizabeth's memories, because that's the big question that I'm getting in this chapter. Like, what's going on with all that? You know what I'm saying? What's going on with all that? Really interesting how ESTAROSSA is right now and the way he's thinking. Like, nothing too deep, but like, yeah, he has like I don't want to say split personalities. I just want to say his mind is in two different places at once. He wants two different things, but he can't, you know what I'm saying? He can only choose one. So the one with Elizabeth beat out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, rate the video. Check me out on Anime Amino, you know what I'm saying? I'm always on there. I'm always popping, you know what I'm saying? I always got something to say, you know. But yeah, with that being said, y'all, I'll see you guys later.